Okay, real talk for a second. This isn't a hype hello, it's the kind of quiet nod you give when you recognize something serious. The first night you live with a Hisense U8, you don't need convincing. You feel it instantly, like your setup finally caught up to your expectations. This is for the kind of person who hates leaving performance on the table. You notice when highlights look dull. You notice when motion falls apart. You repass the phase of saying it as fine. You want power, clarity, and control, and you want to feel it every single day. Before you get comfortable, check the current price and stock. Displays like this don't sit still for long, and waiting has a way of turning into unnecessary regret. You probably had that moment already. Gaming sessions where fast action blurred just enough to be annoying. HDR scenes that were supposed to wow you, but barely lifted off the screen. Or maybe your old TV just couldn't handle bright rooms without washing everything out. That's when it clicked you didn't need another tweak. You needed a real upgrade. The relief hits hard. The brightness punches through daylight without strain. Dark scenes hold detail instead of collapsing into gray. Motion feels locked in, confident, controlled. You stop compensating. The screen finally does the heavy lifting for you. You feel it everywhere. Competitive gaming suddenly feels precise and responsive, like the screen is finally keeping up with you. Sports look intense and clean, even during chaotic plays. Late-night movies feel dramatic again, with contrast that actually shapes the scene instead of flattening it. Even casual YouTube or streaming feels sharper, bolder, more intentional. It's not about chasing specs. It's the physical sensation of power, the way highlights explode without crushing detail, the way motion stays smooth no matter how fast things move, the way the image feels anchored instead of fragile. While you're rethinking about it, check availability again. Don't wait through stock dips or random price jumps that always show up after you've decided you want it. You might be wondering if this is overkill. Here's the surprise. Once you live with this level of brightness and control, weaker screens feel instantly disappointing. You notice it immediately. That awareness sticks, and it keeps pulling you back here every time you look elsewhere. There's real pride in owning this. It feels like a statement, not flashy, not delicate, just unapologetically capable. Your setup finally feels future-ready, like it can handle whatever you throw at it without flinching. Highlights feel explosive but controlled. Motion feels fast and confident. Contrast feels deep and cinematic. Gaming feels responsive and smooth. Everyday viewing feels elevated without effort. There are a couple of soft compromises. It's not chasing ultra-thin, gallery-style design, and OLED purists might still prefer absolute black over raw brightness. But eventually you stop comparing. You realize every time you consider something weaker, you circle right back here. At some point, you choose the thing you already wanted. Don't let this become the upgrade you delay and think about later with frustration. Check the price, see if it is in stock, and make the move. This is the kind of TV that reminds you every time you turned it on why settling was never your style.